What is going on, people? It is Nidge here from Nidge Plays, and welcome to what is now episode 7 of our Real Betis career mode save. Once again today, similar to the last episode, we've got 4 matches for you in this one. We start off against Getafe. We've got the second game in is the third match of our Europa League campaign against Spartak Moscow. Then we've got a big game against the champions of Spain, currently at Athletico Madrid. And then finally we have got another league game, but that time against Levante. So basically, we start off here against Getafe. It's another one of those games that, like I say, if we're going to be finishing in the top 4, I seem to mention this every episode, but these are the kind of games that we want to be winning. But just a quick look at their lineup there. No real outstanding players at Getafe, and this episode actually is a little bit of rotation in the squad. I seem to have found that 4-1-2-1-2 that works quite well, but with us playing Spartak Moscow in that midweek game, I end up having to do a bit of swapping around over the last couple of games. But you'll see there's our lineup there. Pretty much standard stuff. Ruben Castro up front with Molina, Verdu, still playing Cedric and Vidio on the wings, and then actually, I say it's the same, we've been playing that lad called Chica in at left back, and Didac actually got injured, which is the only reason I tried him at all, but he's been playing really well, and you'll see that throughout this episode. But this game goes off to an absolute flyer. Verdu wins the ball from the kick-off, and we actually get a penalty from that, so we get a penalty inside 2 minutes here and a chance to take an early lead, and it's really good if you can do that, because I think a lot of the times it can be once you find that first goal on World Class, it can sometimes open up, but in other games you just cannot seem to find that first goal, so it was nice to get a penalty so early on and the chance to open up the scoring. But you'll see it's not exactly a normal penalty. Change it to Molina, I believe I put on here. First time I had a penalty on this, so I wasn't sure who the best player was for it, but put Molina on it, get it smack in the middle on the green, and it just about goes in. Doesn't happen very often. I normally do the same thing every single time my penalties when I take them, and they tend to just go like far left or far right. It's the first time I've ever had one going off the top of the bar and underside of the bar, sorry, and just about going into there. Look, it barely goes in, and bit of luck there I suppose, but we'll take it. But yeah, really good start to this game. Free kick again here, Verdu. Decent effort, peppering the keeper, decent save. I had something I was going to talk about in this commentary, but I can't for the life of remember what it was now. Oh, that was it. Just going to say that in a couple of days' time, fingers crossed, before I start, there's a nice little highlight here. Nice dribbling by Cedric, dinked in and nodded home. Nice goal there all round. I'll let it play in the background now and I will talk about what I was going to say. In a couple of days' time now, as I'm recording this, we are on Monday, I think it's the 21st? Yeah, Monday the 21st of July, and it's freaking hot, by the way, really hot. But anyway, the Destiny beta comes out in 2 days' time on the Wednesday for the Xbox One, which I've got access to, so hopefully I'll be recording a little bit of that for you guys. That'll be a bit different from all the FIFA I've been doing, but yeah, should hopefully probably play the first half an hour and live comment. And then I think the beta lasts for about 3 days. Don't quote me on that. I think it runs from the 23rd to the 26th, or it might be the 27th. I can't remember. But yeah, so I'll record the first half an hour of it from when I started up, just creating the character and getting into the world and that kind of stuff. It's just like a mini intro for you guys if you're interested to see what it's like. And then I'll probably do a little sort of mini review after a few days of playing to give you my thoughts on what it's meant to be like on a whole. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that. It's one of the few games I've actually just managed to book my train tickets for Eurogamer, which I'm going to later in the year in September. It's one of the games I'm looking forward to have another go on that there. But yeah, Eurogamer that was the other thing I was going to talk about. So heading down to there on the Saturday, it's the 27th of September. Looking forward to getting my hands on some of the new. Oh, by the way, that is a nice goal. Vidio and Cedric have been doing phenomenally well on the wings for me. Both of them, I know they're quick, so they're always going to be decent on the game, but just the dribbling as well. I mean, we get a little bit of luck there from the McGeady spin, but finishes it so well with the finesse. He's been doing really well. Video, like I say, Cedric's doing pretty well as well, and that rounds off a 4-1 win in that game, and we're about to head off into our next game. You'll see the stats, by the way, we absolutely dominated them. Sorry, but yeah, we're going to our next game against Spartak Moscow, but yeah, Eurogamer on the Saturday, the 27th of September, I'm going down, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on some of the games that won't have been released by then. Obviously, the new FIFA will have just about come out, I think. Destiny will just have come out as well. And then there's other things like Forza Horizon 2 I'm hoping to get my hands on. Sunset Overdrive I'm hoping to get my hands on. There's a few, but it's a bit of a strange experience actually, because Sorry about that cut there, everybody. Just had to go and answer my phone. My phone was ringing there. But yeah, just in the middle of saying why a Eurogame is a bit of a strange experience. Last year was the first time I'd ever been to it and really, really enjoyed it. But there are just so many freaking games and stands, and you get in there. And when I went in, I was like, yes, I'm going to play all of these things. But I think at the end of the day, realistically, I'd probably played about 5, maybe 6, if you're being generous. But yeah, it's the queuing. The queuing is what causes it. Obviously, you really have to cherry pick what you want to play on. I think last year I played, if I remember rightly, it was quite a big deal actually last year, because this was before obviously the Xbox One had come out and the PS4. So I'd already ordered the Xbox One at that point, I think, so I was keen to try out some of the games. So things like Forza, Dead Rising. Don't think I played FIFA because, of course, it was already out on the 360. Of course, I didn't play FIFA, but yeah, Forza and Dead Rising were the main two. Didn't even manage to get onto Titanfall, which was something I really wanted to get a go on, because the queue for that was something mad, like 3 hours. I'm going to say 2.5, 3 hours. But before I carry on, this incident is strange. So you've just seen them cross it in, headed in. At that point, I thought it was a goal, and the ref actually then pulls it back to give them the free kick. But guys, if you're worrying there's going to be a bit of injustice, do not worry, because they take the free kick, dink it in, and they score anyway from pretty much the exact same position. So a bit of a strange one there from FIFA. We all know it can be a bit temperamental and dodgy at times, but that was one of the stranger things I've seen over the course of this series so far. Yeah, really strange. But you're about to see me also have a nightmare now on here. Leo Baptiste out is absolutely fantastic. Good dribbling from the lad. Cuts inside well, and he absolutely gets nailed for his troubles. Now, obviously, that means we've got a penalty. And you saw with the first penalty this episode, so we've had 2 in one episode. I've not had one before. I nearly screwed it up with that one. Oh, well and truly screwed up. I don't know what happened there. I think I just panicked and just pressed B, but absolute fail on my part there. And you're about to see, well, that's even more annoying. So, of course, we're 2-0 down at this point, and Moscow had really played us off the park up until the penalty. And we had a bit of a momentum swing. Pulled it back from 2-1. From that corner, so that means if we'd have scored the penalty, it would have been 2-2. And I was thinking, come on, 7 minutes left, we can get back into this. But nope, just finishes 2-1. So if I'd have scored that penalty, we might have got a point. Who knows? But next game, Atletico Madrid. Really tough game. Obviously, these have just been crowned champions of Spain, and you know you're not going to be in for an easy ride. A really strong squad. Obviously, the likes of Diego Costa still playing for them at this point. There's a quick glance at the table as well. Doing quite well at the moment. Actually, got carrying in half decent form. It's only in the Euro League that we seem to be properly struggling, but yeah, we're doing alright in the league. But yeah, going back, like I say, I wanted to play Titanfall, but the queue was like 2 or 3 hours long. I think I played Forza, which I've mentioned, Dead Rising, a couple of Nintendo games, things like Zelda and Mario, not Banjo-Kazooie, what's it called? Yeah, no, Banjo-Kazooie, that is right. Donkey Kong, a few bits and bobs on the PC, but major game-wise, so like this year, like I said, the main games that I'm hoping to play, Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon 2 I'd like to get my hands on to, Assassin's Creed Unity, if that's there, I'd really like to get my hands on that, because that looks incredible with the co-op. I don't know if that'll be even demo, but the co-op on that looks phenomenal. The Division, if the Division's there, I'd really like to get my hands on that. And the thing is, you end up adding all these up, and all of a sudden that's like probably 6 hours of the day gone just on those few games because of all the queuing. But yeah, we actually played really well in this game against Atletico Madrid, by the way, and then we go 1-0 down to that goal there. It was really unlucky. The keeper made a decent save, and follow up deflects in. You see, it's a bit stupid, really. Do I put the replay on this one? I can't remember. I don't think I do, actually, but rewind and have a look. It just literally, the defender's got his legs spread wide open, and it just ricochets off the inside of the leg and goes in. But despite the fact we played well up to that point, that goal almost signified an absolute surge from us. Now, Video is the first one to get close there, and we're heading to half time. You can see here the stats are really close. They've had the 2 shots, 1 on target to our 3-1 on target. And Video again here, absolutely phenomenal, does really well, plays the 1-2, cuts inside, and it's blocked by an Atletico player, if I remember rightly. Yeah, just hits him in the face. But this here, what a save this is. Played through to Verdu. The lob has gone past him. The lob has cleared him. I'm like, that is in. Great goal. You'll see in the replay here, it's a phenomenal save from Courtois now. Normally on this game, when you lob them and it's over them, it's done, but he's very tall, as we all know, and of course that played into his hands. So that was really, really good save, and he makes another half decent one here. And like I say, since when Atletico scored, we just piled on the pressure after that point. It was all us, and it skips forward to the 90th minute here. Video with one big chance, weaving around the box like a little fly, and then someone just gets a footing on him on the last minute, and that is that. So a 1-0 loss away from home against Atletico. Nothing to be ashamed of there. We played really, really well, and got Getafe now in there. Getafe Levante now in the last game of this episode, so I wanted to get us back onto winning ways. I see that has put us back down now into 6th place, but you'll see the gap has started forming from 6th to 7th, and we're still in touch with the sort of top 4, which is where we want to be ideally. See if we can just nick into those top 4 spots. But it was vital that we got another win now to get the momentum going again. Like I say, I mean, in the last episode it did fall true because we won 5-1 on the last game of the last episode, and then we won 4-1 in the first episode, the first match of this episode. So it just shows when you get a good win, momentum can often carry through, and they have got a couple of decent players. By the way, how many Juanfrans are there that play as wing-backs in this division? There's another one here, and I think we've got one. Atletico Madrid have got one. It's just crazy the amount of Juanfrans that seem to be around, but there you go. But really nice cross there from Chica. Like I say, since he's coming to the team instead of Didac, he's really done well. He's probably going to be playing their first choice now. Might even send Didac back on his line and give us a bit more wage budget to work with. But that is half time. So it's been a very dull game, the one goal, but not a lot else really happening. And we do step it up a bit in the second half and force a couple of saves from the keeper, and Video here with a half-hearted volley effort that the keeper is actually Keylor Navas, who's just had a good World Cup for Costa Rica, made a bit of a meal out of, and we do eventually make it 2-0 here. Leo Baptiste, who's been in decent goal scoring form, getting the goal. Nice chip through again from Chica. Like I say, it's been really, really good in his little patch that he's been in instead of Didac. But that's a solid 2-0 win. That does end this episode. We'll just have a quick look at the league table first. You'll see still holding down that 6th place, and I think what we'll actually do at the start of the next one is a quick look at perhaps the player of the month, but rather than being player of the month, maybe like do it every 10 games. So that's what we're going to look at next episode. Maybe see who gets that award. But like I said, that's going to be the end of that episode. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, rate and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Nidge out.